Hi everybody, this is Pam with Jesusjunkjournals, and we are getting started on this Noah's Ark journal. And the first thing I'm going to show you is how to make the pop-up. And I've already shot a little video of that, and so I'm going to let it go from here. Okay, I am shooting this separately from the rest of the video because I'm doing it ahead of time to just make sure everything works right. So these are the 2 pages from your add-on kit, and we're going to do this pop-up. So first thing I'm going to do is cut out my pieces on this page, and then they're going to end up glued to this page. So I'm going to set that aside, but I'm going to cut these out and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back. I've cut these out. Notice on this piece I cut around those tabs because we're going to use those to glue. And then this is the roof. And if you look closely, there's a line there that needs to be scored. So I'm going to put that on here. That'll be our roof. And then this brace, you want to be super careful to get it right on that line. It'll work much better if you get it exactly on that little line. And you want to do it back here by the tab. And whoops. Like that. We're just going to see, I didn't quite get that on there. So we'll see what happens, and I didn't on that one either. We'll see how this works. See if it works for me. Yeah, I think it will. So we're just going to take some glue and glue that tab. Whenever you do pop-ups, you want to make sure you get anywhere there's a fold and you're going to glue, you want to get that glue for sure right along that edge. If you don't get it anywhere else, get it right along the edge of the folds. And then glue that. And I'm going to even pull that off and get it closer. I want those edges together exactly. It'll make a better square. Okay, so that's going to be our brace. Now take your little boat. Now your boat will look a little bit different than mine. I still have wood grain here, but I saw this when I did the pages, and I went back, and on your pages the tabs will be blue so that they will blend in better when we put them on the paper. So that's the only difference. So you're going to go from this little corner to this little corner and score the tab. Same thing on this side, just from edge to edge, corner to corner there. We're going to score that and fold those up. And I mean, in theory, you could have folded it back behind it, but we're not going to do that. This will be easier. And then right there in the middle, I've got a little bitty black mark here and a little bitty black mark there, plus you can see the wood grain changes. So that's where you want to score it. And fold it like that. Then we're going to take our little boat, and I'm going to go ahead and score this just because I don't want to have to take a chance on it doing anything weird. So I'm going to score it anyway, even though it's a little bitty. And then if you look closely, there's a little mark here and here, a little mark here and here, and a little mark here and here. So you've got 3 lines to score on the actual body of this cabin that we're building. And where's the other one? There it is. And then you want to score the tabs, of course, right along there. If you don't have a scoring board, you can use other things. I used to use the back of an X-Acto knife blade, not the sharp side, but the dull side, and a ruler, and just drag it along and and anything like that, any kind of little stylus, you can take a ruler and draw a fold line to make your folds. We're going to fold it this way, and we're going to fold this way. Go ahead and fold these. You can see I got a little on the other side of that, but I can use, in fact, I better do it now. I'm going to use my distress ink to kind of disguise. Distress, and you can, if you want to distress these edges on here, this would be the time. Mainly, I just want to disguise that. And that bottom edge isn't going to show, so you don't need to do that. Okay, so what this is going to do, so this is going to fold up, but we want it to pop up like this. And so to make it stay up, we're going to put this brace here and glue it in. So let me show you, let me turn this around so you can see where it's at. It's on this side, and you're going to glue it on these two sides, okay? So let me put glue here. And on this one. And put it in here. And it doesn't matter so much like from here to here where you put it, because it's just going to brace it no matter what. So I'm going to put it about there. And put some pressure on it. And then we're going to get rid of our scoring board, take our sheet of paper, and this is going to go like so. But we're going to put this on last because we want to be able to get to this part here. So I'm putting it here just so I can kind of see where I want to put the cabin. So you want to put it down so it's below this bottom part. So about like that is where you're going to want it. So I am going to, sorry, forgot. We're going to cut this sheet out because we're going to fold it in half too. Forgot all about that. So let me cut this edge off. So this page, in case you're wondering, this is my old family Bible from the 1800s, and I'm not sure what it's not King James, but it's something kind of similar. It's got the thous and these and thys. It's got two different translations. I think this might be King James, and then this one is another one that they had back then. So they're both very, very old translations of the Bible. And this is part of the story about Noah that was in it. And so I used that as a background for this page. And then I found a painting of a really cool texture, and it looks like water to me, and so I thought it would be nice to put over it as a texture to indicate water for our ship. Okay, this paper is 8.5 by 11, and that was 11 inches. Each one was a 1/4 inch, so we've got about 10.5 inches. So we're going to score it at 5 1/4 inches. So I'm going to put it against the side here, and whoops, get my little tool out, and do 5 1/4. So here we go, 5 1/4 should put me right in the middle. So let me fold it. Yeah, pretty close. And it doesn't matter if it's exact on this, because what matters is the fold. The fold is what's going to drive our whole project here, because we want it to fold and shut flat. So I'm just going to put this here. And so what you're going to do, see this fold right here? Here's the critical part. This fold right here needs to be right in the fold that you just made. And I'm going to use a bone folder just to make it extra sharp. And actually, maybe I'll do that on this too. Okay, so that's kind of the name of the game, is we're going to make sure that gets glued right up against the fold. So I'm going to put my glue in this tab here. We'll go over this. So I'm going to put this here. And I'm actually going to go ahead and put this fold over it like that. And then put some glue here, and be sure you get it right along that fold. Right along that fold there. And then we're going to take this, and I'm even going to do this. And I think, let me look one more time. So if you line it up with that line, I think it would be all right. I'm going to go just a hair above it, just to be sure. And glue that. And there was glue on that tab, so that's going down there. And then we want this to fold flat. So I'm going to fold this flap out and put the glue right along that fold. Okay, so this is completely laying flat, because when you shut your book, it'll be flat. So you're just going to shut this side over the top of that and let it glue. And the glue will glue it where it needs to be exactly, so this thing can shut like that. And that pulled off some of the paper there. Okay, so we've got our little building popping up. So now we're going to glue our little roof on. And these tabs are what's going to hold your roof on. So I'm going to just put some glue on these tabs. This isn't as critical to get it on the fold. Just get some glue on there, because that's just going to hold the roof on. And open it up. Make sure your fold on the roof lines up with your fold on the building. Hopefully my tabs, I'm going to reach up in there and make sure my tabs are making contact with my roof. Like that. See, you want to make sure that line lines up with your fold. There's a little bit of glue over here. I want to wipe off so it doesn't glue to itself. And then what should happen is when this shuts, it's going to stick up. Now this will stick up out of your journal maybe. If your cover isn't at least that big, this will stick up a little bit, but I don't think that's a big deal, because most of my journals have bookmarks and other things that stick up on top. So that'll be okay. And then when it opens, there's your roof, right? So now all we have to do is put the boat on the bottom. So all we're going to do is put glue right along that fold. And you're going to have to twist it just a little bit to get it to line up, but you're going to put that tab right over those marks. And then it should shut. Everything but that roof is not wanting to cooperate. I think I should have brought, I'm going to take that off. I think I should have, my roof just maybe a little bit out from that. I'm going to try it. Just not quite as tight against the paper. Maybe that'll make it behave better. Now the tricky part is getting that to stick to it. Well, here's what I'm going to do, and hopefully you don't have to do this, but I'm going to pull this loose because I need to get my hands up in there to get that to stick. Boy, usually that glue grabs a hole, but it doesn't want to today. Okay, so I'm going to reach up in there, make sure my tabs are glued. All right, try this again. And I'm going to make it go the way I want it to go for now. And then, because what I want to do is this, shut it and push down on it. And this is where you can really get it to stick well. And you can see where my fold on my roof is not exactly perfect. So I'm going to fold it flat, because that's kind of the name of the game, is getting it to fold flat. Okay, and there we go. There is your Noah's Ark pop out. And hopefully on yours this is blue and blue, so it doesn't stand out. And that's it for that project. So I hope you enjoyed that. Now see how the tips of the roof are kind of curling up. So I'm just going to help it a little bit, push it down and let it, that way it won't get wrinkled. Okay, and then what you do is you just glue this into your journal on a double page spread. Maybe you have where the pages are white and you don't have anything else to go there. You can just glue these in, like put glue here and here and glue them in there. Fit it into your journal that way. All right, so I hope you liked that, and I will come back and we will work on something else. Bye-bye.